Okay. I wonder if this worked. Let's see. It appears as if it did. Boy, my face is really bright. Hang on, I'm gonna change this real quick. I also might send a Discord. Maybe. Okay. Configure video. Oh boy, thank you, YouTube. For auto playing. Okay. Configure video. Make me less absurdly bright, please. Okay, now I'm just absurdly dark. And there's no in between. Great. Alright, thank you, camera. How fantastic of you. Maybe I can just turn this brightness down a little bit. That seems better. Okay, sweet. Okay. Do this. Okay, let me make sure it actually did it. Okay, it worked. Sweet. Okay, now we can actually get into the good stuff. As soon as I drag all of my windows to the correct spot. Okay, see if this works. Oh my goodness, it does. Okay, fantastic. So, what did I end up changing? I changed a lot of stuff here. Oh boy. Okay. And let me change this so I can actually see the chat. Okay. I changed a lot of stuff. Miss changes. I don't know all that I changed, but I want to save my progress. So let's do that. Okay. Progress equals saved. Let's do this. Okay, so the last time, why is my camera still extremely bright? Did I not change that? Hang on. Configure video. Here you can see what all my video settings now. What? Why am I like super bright? Sure. I turn the brightness of my little ring light down, but for some reason it keeps adjusting. It keeps auto adjusting so that I appear like a piece of paper on my camera. That's annoying. Is it the white balance that's throwing it off? I don't know what any of these settings do, by the way. Okay, probably not. Let's throw that back into auto. What does default give me? Okay. I feel like it's this guy, right? Like I should turn that down, but then just like everything seems super dark. And there's no in between. It's either -6 or -5. -6 is too dark, -5 is too bright. This sucks. Okay, I'll just throw that back into auto, whatever. Okay, so this is the game. Close out of that. So last time I had added lights and stuff, and I took those out because they weren't working, and it's gonna take a long time of like planning and stuff to be able to get them working. So I'm gonna put it off. It's not gonna happen for a while, but what we can do is add some other stuff. Oh, let me close out of that. Like enemies, as per the title. So yeah. All right, so I'm gonna explore this here. I've got music going in the background. Let me. Can I move that over, please? Thank you. Okay, there we go. Okay. So these are all my previously saved projects, and I have a project in here named something to the effect of Slime Hero. Is this it? In C#. No, this is not it. Actually it might be it. But I've got a sprite somewhere in my Slime Hero project that I want to snatch. Resources? It might not be in here though. Okay, go back to my repos. Where's my repo button? Repos. It should be. So I made it in Game Maker. Rand Dungeon is not what it was called. Rand Dungeon was a completely different thing. Did I not save it? I swear I saved it. Let me see if there's like a previous version of this. Like, go back all the way to the initial commit. What is this about? Not that initial commit, the other initial commit, of course. Did I add 4,000 additions? Okay, buddy. Bunch of meta files. Can I just like look at main with this stuff? I don't know, it might not be in here. Which would be a shame because I really liked the sprite that I made. What was the language that it thought I was using? Yak. And Dungeon doesn't have anything, I don't think. Game Maker language. I want to search just in my how do I owner me. Okay, what was the gosh darn it. What was the language that I needed? Nothing? What? This account's code is being indexed right now. Try again in a few minutes. What do you mean? Excuse me? What? What does that even mean? Why are you indexing my code right now? It also is telling me that it didn't come up with anything, which is stupid. Okay, maybe I just didn't save it, I guess. Well, that sucks. Guess we're making a new sprite. So there's an update available. Great. I'm not gonna get it right now. All right, let's create a new one. How many pixels am I working with here? That would be a good thing to know. I think it's 16 by 16. How many pixels do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Something, something, something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Huh? Wait. Can I just open? Hold up. Open. I don't remember where this is. Me. Where are my projects? Projects. What? I should have a projects folder. What are you talking about? Projects. What is this? Oh, it's in volume D. Gotcha. Projects. Here we go. 16 by 16. Okay, sheesh. That's all I needed to know. Now I can create a new 16 by 16. Okay. Fantastic. That's not what I wanted to do. Layers. Create a new layer. New layer. Delete that one. Okay, there we go. Now we got transparency. So I want to make a slime. How do I make a slime? With green. A green slime. You know, we might even make it semi-transparent. That might be cool. But for now, I need a slime. So, you know, something like this. There we go. Fill the rest of that. I have the... You know what? This is going to be a very tall slime. Maybe we should make it shorter. Give me this. I forgot how to use GIMP. You know what? I'll just erase this stuff up here. There we go. Okay, and then I want to make it a little bit symmetrical. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll make it 4 pixels tall on the very edges here. And then I will attempt to make somewhat of a curve. Okay, that's a bit more rigid than I was hoping for. Okay, this is going to be an extremely short slime. Something like that. That's symmetrical at least. Let's raise everything up by 2 pixels maybe. Oops. Seems better. I'm going with symmetry just for the sake of ease, I feel. All right, we'll give the slime some eyes too, because why not? Should it be facing? Yeah, it should be facing a direction, right? Well, I suppose I could make those sprites later, right? Let's see what happens if I get rid of these. Oh, I feel like that makes it better. I feel like that makes it better. Okay. Should it be full green? That's a little bright, right? Try 128. Somewhere in the middle. That's dark. What's 128 plus 32? 160? That's not bad. I feel like it should be a little bit brighter, but this is okay for now. And then, where's my alpha? How do I make it transparent? I don't know how to use GIMP. What? Okay. Okay, Google, help me. GIMP transparent color. How to make a color transparent. Okay. There's an alpha menu? What are you talking about? Color to alpha? No, I just want to choose a thing. Use the select by color tool? Why would I do that? I'm confused. All red regions in your image should be transparent. No, that's not what I want. I just want to paint with a semi-transparent color. What are you talking about? Layer transparency color to alpha. Jeez. That color, I guess. What? Why? Where? Blending options. Okay. 50 transparency. Okay, and then we do that again. But this time we grab the black. No. How do I make the selector thing smaller? Oh my god. This isn't frustrating at all. I love GIMP. GIMP is a great program. It's not frustrating at all. Okay, let's make the eyes a little bit more opaque. Go 25%. There we go. Okay, fantastic. There's our Schlimbo. Projects. GIMP, a part of you. This will be slime. Okay, let's export. Export to here. No, not there. Bruh. projects, go dot. Here we go. Sprites. Slime, PNG. Fantastic. Background color, resolution. I don't need creation time or a comment. I don't know what any of this stuff is. Fantastic. Sounds great. Okay. Whoops. What did I just... Oh. Okay. Close. Stop. Go back here. Okay. So we have a slime. Fantastic. There it is. It's right underneath my face. Now all we have to do is add them to the game. So increase that so it's still impossible to see. Okay. Zoom. Can I close this real quick? No, it's gonna make me drag it down. Great. Okay. So I have forgotten almost every code, line of code that I've written so far. So this is going to be interesting. Tension floor creature generator. Maybe that's where I should start. Let's take a look at this. Generate. Oh boy, look at this. What is this? Floor equals floor. I'm a genius. Oh, I see. Okay. Because it's accessing the static thing. It's weird. I don't know why I did it this way, but I'm not going to mess with it because that requires considering the consequences of my actions. Okay, so this is essentially just putting the player at the top left. Generate. Let's add a function here. Oh, I see. That's weird. So then am I... Yeah, oh, I am using that. Okay. Huh. That's weird. Okay, let's add two functions then. Say one is make it private. So add player. We won't need this because it'll be static at the time that we call it, and then we can pop all of this stuff into here. I could probably clean this up with. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, use the capital F floor. I was using a mix of the capital F and the lowercase f, which is weird, but now we can just call add player. This makes it a little bit cleaner. Yeah, I can probably clean this up a little bit, but I'll worry about that later. So we're adding a player, and then we want to add slimes. And for now, does my... How do I format? Where's my format button? Hang on, I'm gonna Google this. Visual Studio. Auto format? Is there an auto format feature? To format a selection, to format a document, see the prefund. Okay. Control K, Control D. Okay. That's kind of unfortunate that there's no like automatic thing. Add slimes, and for now we'll just say, we'll just do this. So we can define how many slimes to add. And then how am I actually adding the player in? Because I think I should define that somewhere. Player template. Oh, I'm using a player template because, yeah. Because the player has to have a camera attached to it. Let me just confirm that that's the case. Templates. Open the thing, please. Player. Oh, it also had a light occluder. Well, I'm not working with lights anymore, so we can yeet that. I didn't have any other light occluder stuff, did I? No. Okay, fantastic. Okay. Player, what did I change? Oh, right. Save. Okay, don't need this stuff. Don't need that stuff. So when we spawn in a creature, this is pretty much the only thing we have to use, except we're not instantiating a template. I think we can just call the constructor. And then this sets the camera stuff, and this queues it into the creature queue. Okay. So let's make a function, another function, static creature. We'll do this. And then we just need to take an X, a Y, and a creature. Yeah. Floor X and floor Y. Creature. New creature. Why is this red? Because I don't return a value. Okay, that's fine. So we're gonna do something like this. Should be capital. Call this added creature. Floor.set element at floor X, floor Y, and then instead of all of that, we can say the new creature. Okay, why is it yelling at me? Cannot implicitly convert type dungeon element. Can I go like this? Non-generic method cannot be used. Okay, where am I defining this? Set element add. I'm giving it a dungeon element. Set element add and assign element add. This is fantastic naming on my part. Who wrote this code? Type element type. Why am I passing that as a regular parameter instead of like a thing? This is all kinds of weird. Set element at. Oh, this is private anyway. Okay. So why, hang on, why is it getting mad at me? So I can't do that obviously, but can I implicitly, oh, right. Right, I have to cast this as a creature. Gotcha, okay. Okay. I feel like this should be like a utility. Dungeon floor has a set element at. Do I have a util? I have a util script. Although this is mostly for stuff outside of how the game works normally. So basically what I want to do is say add new creature. So this and queue the added creature. Does this return anything? No, void. Okay, and then we return the added creature. Okay. So I feel like I should like want to use this function elsewhere. I don't know. Dungeon floor creature generator. Yeah, I'll make this public just in case I want to use this function in other places. So then what I should be able to do is say, yeah, I'll just copy this line. And then what I should be able to do is say, add new creature at XY. We still instantiate this. Okay. And then that should automatically take care of this as well. So I should be able to delete that line. Delete that line. There we go. And then we can set all the camera stuff after it's already been added to everything. Okay. So now that we have that, now we can add some slimes. And I think what I want to do is randomly add them. So I should have a random manager here. Here we go. Set seed. So I should just be able to access this random thing. System.drawing, why was that added? Okay. Using utils, using random? Has managers random manager? Managers dot random. No? Maybe not. Random manager dot random. There we go. And then dot like next. Dot. Here we go. Randy. I forgot about Randy. It's Randy. For generating random integers. Okay. So is there a Randy range? There is a Randy range. Oh my. Okay, so from, oops. I'm gonna generate a random number from 0 to the floor width. And that's gonna be the X coordinate. And then we'll do the exact same thing for y, except instead of floor width, we'll do height. And then we should say, I'm gonna add a function here, actually. And we're gonna say try add new creature. And what this is going to do is add this condition here automatically, so we don't have to do it elsewhere. So we'll say creature added creature, set that to null. So if we can add it, then we will with floor X, floor Y. I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. Okay. Floor X, floor Y, and the new creature. New creature. And we'll say added creature is going to equal the result of that. I'm going to return the added creature. So essentially, try add new creature is going to check to see if we can put a creature in the place that we're trying to. If we can, it'll add it. If we cannot, then it's going to return null, and we're going to know that, well, we couldn't put it there. So then what we should be able to do is say if try add new creature. We might be able to do this in a better way, actually. I forgot what method you can use. I don't know. Let's just go like this, and then we'll say try add new creature. And if player is not null, then we do this stuff. There we go. Okay. So that should work. So that just gets rid of the need to manually check to see if we can put a creature there. So now we can just call this function and it does that automatically. We still do need to check to see if this is null. Which is a little bit frustrating, and what we can actually do is this. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say out creature added creature. And then we're actually going to say that this returns a Boolean. Okay, so if it can do that, then we're going to return true. Otherwise, return false. And in this case, I suppose added creature will just equal null. Okay. Maybe we can get away with doing something else, actually. What if we say added creature is going to equal... If this is the case, then this, otherwise null, right? And then we'll just return added creature is not equal to null. Boom. Simplified, quote unquote, simplified the logic a little bit. So using this question mark operator is a neat trick. So if the creature can occupy the space, then the added creature is going to be equal to whatever gets added. Otherwise, it's nothing. Then we want to return whether or not it was successful. In other words, if it's not equal to null. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. So now we can simplify this logic slightly. And we can say, try add new creature. We can pop that out and put that in here. And then we'll say out creature player, right? There we go. Can we also specify that this is a player? No, this does have to be creature. Okay. The rest of this stuff should still work, even if player is a creature instead of a player. But okay, there we go. Made it a little bit easier to use this now. Fantastic. So now what we should be able to do, I don't actually have a slime class, so mayhaps let's add some boilerplate for that. Let's get rid of this. We're going to make sure I figured that out. Okay, so over on the right here, creatures. Let's add a creature. Oh, you know what? It's should be marked as an NPC actually. So let's create a folder called NPCs. We'll throw the NPC file in there. You probably can't see what I'm doing right now because it's all underneath my face cam. Don't worry, I'm just messing with file locations. Okay, so here we go. NPC is just dungeon elements.creature. Boop, we don't need any of this stuff. I'm gonna be honest, maybe this shouldn't be public, but oh well. I can change it later if I want to. So slime is an NPC. And now it's going to yell at me for some reason. Missing partial modifier. Gotcha. Okay. Did I need anything here? So I have some behaviors. I haven't specified those yet. When I take my turn, I think all of that is done already. So I don't need to like redefine this. Get new behavior weights is used internally. Okay, so what I should be able to do is literally just specify this list of behaviors, and then it should just work, is what I'm thinking. But I will do that in a bit. Now that I have this class, I should be able to attempt to spawn a slime. So I'm going to copy this and then remove a bunch of it. Remove all that. So we're going to try add new creature, but what we're going to do is we're going to say we're going to create a new slime. There we go. We'll just call that slime. Nice. So if we are successful in spawning the slime, let's have a variable here called current count. Set that to 0. Say current count. Whoop. There's the plus button. Found it. And then we'll throw all of this into a while loop. So we'll say while current count is less than count. So essentially, if we pass it like 20, what it'll do is it'll keep randomly trying to add slimes. And if it is successful, it will increase this current count. And it'll do that like 20 times if we pass it 20, right? Great. So now what we should be able to do is up in this generate function, after we add the player, we will add slimes. And again, we'll just pass it 20 for now. For now. Okay. Let's close all this stuff. Okay, we're currently not doing anything with the return, but that's okay. I don't need it. Okay. So it's adding slimes to the data. I don't know if it understands what to do with the data. Let me take a look at some of these templates. So like the ground. Is it, well, okay, so that's a tile map. This is also a tile map. So maybe I do need a template so I can put the sprite on it. What do I have in my creature class here? Just got stats. Okay. So I think what seems to be the case is that I'm storing the visual info in these templates and the data info in the code, which I suppose makes sense. I don't know if I did that on purpose. Okay, we'll make a scene. It's 2D. TSCN, screen name, slime. It extends just a regular node, right? Or should I node 2D? Yeah, we'll do node 2D. Okay. Because I think that's what player goes off of. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, slime. Let's add a sprite here. Animated sprite. I might need to switch to animated sprite. But for now, we just have a still image. So we'll do that. Texture. Material. How do I give it the image? Can I just click and drag? Is that what it's wanting me to do? Bam. Okay, there we go. There he is. There's our little slime. Okay. So how am I doing this with the player again? Player template. So I just have it here. I feel like I should have like a class with all the templates in it just to make things easier, more organized. For now, let's just do this. Okay, so the slime template is slime. And then down here, instead of creating a new slime, what I'll do is say slime template dot instantiate. Should be able to do that because that's how I'm making the player, right? Yep. Okay. So we'll make a bunch of slimes. I think that's all the code that we need for now. I mean, I can simplify this code a little bit. I can refactor it, but let's just see what happens. Why not? Right? Play. They shouldn't. Ooh. Error. What is this? Invalid cast exception. Hang on. Let me find 68. Invalid cast exception. Okay, how did I do this? Yeah, player template doesn't say player. Did I not set up the template properly? Oh, maybe I didn't because I have to add this script. Player, does player have a script attached to it? It does. Okay. That's what I needed. Dungeon elements, creatures, NPCs, Slimbo. There you go. You now have a slime script. All right, let's retry. Oh, it works. There's the Slimbo. They shouldn't do anything. Ooh. That might be an issue, actually. Yeah. Okay. That is an issue. So what's happening is I'm taking my turn, and then it's one of the slime's turn. And because they don't have any behaviors, they don't take their turn. And so now it's just infinitely their turn. And I can't do anything. So in the NPC code here, I should add some kind of condition where if they don't have any behaviors, they should just pass. Actually, passing is a behavior, right? Creature behavior. Say creature action. Pass. Okay, so it's an action. Creature behavior. Okay, let's create a creature behavior here, maybe. Pass creature behavior. Creature behavior comes from this. Bam, get rid of that stuff, don't need it. I don't need it. This is a creature behavior. Why is it yelling at me? Does it need abstract? Does not implement. Oh, I see. Yeah. I need this guy. I don't know if it needs to be abstract. I think I need both of these actually. Yeah, okay. So it actually has to do something, right? Get action weights. What is this get action weights supposed to do? Who the heck wrote this code? Okay, suppose I shouldn't mark it abstract. Hides inherited member. The override key. Oh, whoops, override. Okay, that's what it wants me to do. And now it's just complaining about the return value. Okay, fantastic. So it's supposed to take a type and a float. So what is exactly it doing here? So get action waits. Okay. So I think what I want to do is just return a new dictionary here. Can I directly assign it? So I can say like pass creature action, give it a float of like 1. Is a type, which is not valid in the given context. It's not? I did specify that it was a type. Do I have to be like type of? Is this what it wants me to do? Okay, that appears to work. I'm gonna do the format thing because I'm paranoid. Okay. It's weird that it adds a space before this one, but not after this one. Is that the case in everything? I don't know. If I put a space there, it doesn't get rid of it. That's weird. I don't like that it does that. Okay, whatever. So what I should be able to do is just say behaviors. How can I just say equals pass creature behavior? Virtual is not. Do I need override? Mayhaps. Slime behaviors hides inherited is the new. Okay, weird. Invalid anonymous type. New. Add member name. Maybe I just need, like, as part of the constructor? Is that even a thing? Input creature dungeon element. Where's dungeon element? Dungeon element. Just as a floor cell. Okay. So what's the function I'm supposed to use for starting up? Go dot awake. No. Start script on start. I don't know. Hopefully Google knows. Underscore init. Okay, so underscore process is like the loop. And then, yeah, okay, it's just a regular constructor then, I suppose. So if I go public slime behaviors new list, can I do something like that? I can. Okay. Am I able to just get rid of that entirely, because behavior should be like a, yeah, okay. So you can say new pass creature behavior, right? I can. This is good news. Now let's see if the creatures are able to pass. If I did everything correct. They can! Nice! Okay. I can move around. I should not. Yeah, okay. So I can't. I'm trying to run into the slime, and I can't, which is perfect. They don't do anything. They're not animated, but boy, are they there. This is fantastic. Oh, look at their transparency. I don't know how well you can see that, but you can see like the ground underneath them, the change in color. It's really difficult to see, I'm sure. But it's there. Trust me. Oh boy, okay. So now I need to include like various behaviors and such, which is kind of where I've struggled with this project, because I don't really know what like behaviors there should be. Like movement and stuff, right? But trying to think. So they should probably move, right? But how should they do that? I suppose there should be just like a general wander around thing, right? Because I mean, at one point I had like a bunch of move down creature action. What if I do that? If I just say new move, say up, not that many, up, down, right, and left. Okay, why is it getting mad at me here? Cannot convert from move up creature action to creature behavior. Oh, right. Wait, what? Pass. Oh. I see. Okay. I'll make a new creature behavior then. I'll say Oh wait, no, there is a creature behavior thing already here for moving. Move creature behavior. Yeah, okay. So just, is it random? I don't think it's random. I kind of wanted it to be random, but just for testing purposes, I suppose we can make it random, right? Move. Where'd it go? Move creature behavior. What was in this exactly? Get action weights. Oh, right. No. It is random. Okay. Right. Move left. Okay. So it doesn't... It doesn't have pass. Which I think everything needs, right? So I think I should add that. But is it gonna get mad at me for having a definition? Right. If I mark it virtual, does that work? Yeah, okay. So let's return a new dictionary here. Where we have type of pass creature action and 1. There's no argument given that corresponds to the required parameter value. Is that not this? Oh, right. I need the double curly brackets. Okay. So there we go. So now every creature behavior... No, this is not where I want to add it, actually. That was a mistake. Go back to being abstract. Okay, every creature... Sorry, every NPC should have at least one behavior. So, in the constructor function, we should have behaviors equals that, and then have a new pass creature behavior. Okay. So now what I should be able to do is, instead of this stuff, I should be able to say base. Should be able to do that. So now it'll call the NPC constructor function before it calls itself, which should mean that it sets up behaviors, which means I should be able to say behaviors dot add a move creature behavior. And apparently I don't need that import anymore. Okay, so if I'm right, every NPC that is created should automatically have the ability to pass. And that's very important because I don't want to accidentally forget I don't want to create a creature and then forget to give it the ability to pass, and then it just like never ends its turn ever. So that's important. And then when a slime is created, it should then add the move creature behavior, which should enable it to randomly move. Pass creature behavior. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna initialize this to 0. And let's actually take this out and let's just see if it's able to pass at all. If it has a weight of 0, does it have the ability to pass? It does. Okay, so that worked. That's fantastic. Now let's give it the ability to move. It's not moving. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of debugger errors. Okay, hang on. Let's go back. I didn't see that before. Let's make sure. Was this producing errors as well? This was not producing errors. Okay, that's important. So now let's give it the ability to move and see what the errors are. Okay, so nothing. I move once, I get 40 errors, which presumably means every slime created 2 errors. What is this? Oh, it's an error with a native function. So I didn't even, what? How am I supposed to debug this Godot? Something to do with threading and taking its turn. Oh, I'm trying to double click on it and it's being weird. Okay. So it's this line that's doing something stupid. What exactly is it? Ugh, that's the thing. I don't know. I don't know what it's trying to do. Okay, this is the last thing that it does. Get world chords. Which does what? That wasn't in the stack trace, was it? Set position. Condition not is acceptable from color thread is true. Is accessible from color thread. So that means I can't, what? So it's trying to set the position, but for some reason it's telling me it can't do that. So let's break this up and make sure that get world chords is actually producing what I think it should be. What is it? GD dot print. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's see what it's actually doing here. Okay, so it prints out a bunch of stuff. Output overflow. Is it okay? So it's not producing results that are absurd. Like, these are all pretty reasonable numbers. It's still pretty difficult to see, but like, just trust me, bro. So these are reasonable numbers. For whatever reason, it's getting mad at me for trying to assign the position. Position relative to the node's parent. Mm-hmm. So we have the position that it needs to be at. The problem is that the errors, like internally, it's the error is being thrown from inside of the engine itself, which is not ideal, obviously, because that means I can't really track down what the issue is without looking into the code that makes the engine run, which is stupid. I don't know what this means. Caller thread can't call this function in this node. Use call defer? Why would I have to do that? Set element at. Set element at is used in move creature action, yeah. Move creature action. When executed, check to see if it can occupy stuff. What is happening? I can't tell if it's an actual threading issue or if it's just some internal thing that's being dumb. Dot condition. What was it called? Is accessible from caller thread. Is I don't know how to spell accessible from caller thread. The new thread guards are too strict for old school threading. There are legit issues for it that the engine would now block. This PR adds a mechanism to bypass the checks. They were, after all, designed to ensure thread safety during group processing. The fact that they also yell on arbitrary threads is a side effect. It's a mostly beneficial one, but too conservative in some cases. Okay, what does this do? Let's user script disable thread safety checks. Set thread safety checks enabled. When was this added? June 10th. Okay. So how would I access something like that? Okay. Thread.setCheck. Okay. From what I understand, the new safety checks exist for the threading node usage, i.e. you have nodes in different thread groups, and the checks ensure that nodes interact without exploding. Disabled checks is useful when you have an isolated code that you know is thread safe. The way I imagine it, which actually doesn't really sound right, is that you write code with thread checks to make sure it works correctly, then disable checks and get rid of error spam. I mean, my code stopped working after upgrading to 4.1. That seems to be what's happening with me as well, because I don't know where I'm supposed to tell what version of Godot I have. Is there help about Godot? Yeah, 4.1.1. Okay. So I updated Godot a while ago, but I haven't come back to this project, and apparently it's causing errors. So if I just use this thread.set thread safety check thing, I don't know how to. I don't know where I'm supposed to do that. Using Godot GD. Okay. All of this stuff is in GD script, so I don't know how to do it in C#. I didn't test if it's possible. It's probably not worth handling, but a user might also disable checks in node group thread, which isn't main. An underscore process method of a node outside main group. I've explained in the docs that guards for group processing will be in place regardless. However, in the future, maybe non-node classes have more universal guards that don't diverge between group processing and other contexts. So I indeed believe it's a good idea to explicitly error if user attempts that. My issue is that with resources which are not going to change during gameplay, throw endless errors regarding being accessed by threads. I cannot find any way in C# to fix this. There does not appear to be a method or its logical counterpart, nor does there appear to be any ways to decorate resources so as to flag them as being thread safe. Is there any solution to this currently? Which Godot version? You can build from source or wait for 4.1 beta 2, which is scheduled for tomorrow. So it seems as though this has to do with the fact, or the way that I'm handling taking turns, which is in this turn manager. So start next turn, and you're calling this take turn, right? I thought I was dealing with threads and stuff, no? Creature. Take turn. Yeah, okay, so end turn runs this. It calls the end current turn. Which does this, and then it starts the next turn. So if I think about how this works, actually, you've got can I just like, no, not that. That's not what I asked for. Do I not have MS Paint? I do. I just misspelled paint, apparently. Okay. So, I don't know how to increase the thing. But so, imagine this is the current thread that I'm working on, right? It's working through the program. It's doing all kinds of stuff. Whoops. Okay, seriously, I can't like... Okay, this is weird. Yeah, give me Give me that. Give me a big one. Okay. So we've got our thread. So when we need to start a turn, we start a turn. And that all happens on the main thread. And then when it goes to end the thread, or end the turn, it spawns a new thread up here, which ends the turn and starts the next turn. All while this is going. Right, the main thread it's doing nothing, but it's still there. Then, when this turn ends, it spawns another thread. And that ends the current turn and starts, and this is where the next turn happens. And then this one dies because it's done executing. This one is not done executing. This is where the main loop happens. And then this one again spawns new thread. When the next turn happens, this one's going the entire time. So when it starts a turn, it spawns a new thread. And then when it's ready to end the turn, it starts another thread, which ends the turn and executes the next turn. And in theory, this original one goes away. I think the problem that it's having is that while the turn is happening, it's trying to change data that exists on the main thread. AKA the position of the creature. So the position of the creature is data that exists on the main thread. And this new thread can access that information, but changing the information is where it gets kind of tricky. I assume that's what's happening. Of course, I don't know because I have not looked at Godot's source code, but it appears that that is what's happening. So in theory, like every turn spawns a new thread, but the old thread gets deleted as soon as it's done. It like stops doing whatever it needs to do. So there should, in theory, only be two threads existing at the same time. And it used to interact perfectly fine, but apparently now it doesn't. Let's take a look at this maybe. Passing an argument solves the issue in this case. Maybe let's check out this upgrade. Adds a page to serve as a migration. Okay, let's check it out. For most games and apps made with 4.0, it should be relatively safe to migrate to 4.1. This page intends to cover everything you need to pay attention to. Okay. If you are migrating from 4.0 to 4.1, the breaking changes listed here might affect you. Changes are grouped by areas. Okay, warning. The GD extension API completely breaks compatibility in 4.1, so it's not included in this list. GD extensions built against 4.0 need to be upgraded. Okay, I don't think I have any extensions. I don't even know where to look. Okay. What else do we have? This article indicates whether each breaking change affects GDScript. Okay. Change. C# binary, C# source compatible. This one. Get meta list. Changes return type from pack string to string. Okay. process adds a new test only parameter. Method get travel path. I don't know if this affects me. Oh, it's for animation node. Okay, I don't think I have an animation node. Path follow, geometry 3D, area 2D, property priority. I don't think that affects anything that I'm doing. RD shader file, navigation agent. No. Okay, it doesn't look like anything broke from what I was doing. Let's copy the error. Paste. Great, thank you, DuckDuckGo, for what are you doing? Am I not allowed to paste the thing? Search too long? Bruh. Okay, caller thread can't call this function in this node. Caller thread can't call this function. I don't think that's what it said. Caller thread can't call this function in this node. In this node. And then we'll throw go dot into the beginning of that. Okay, not exactly the error that I'm having. You'll need to set up thread safety for your nodes. See here, okay? You'll need to eliminate that the threading is the cause before we can really investigate. Okay, let's read this. Process thread group. Process thread group. Set the process thread group for this node. Basically, whether it receives notification process, notification physics process, or physics process. By default, the thread group is process thread group inherent, which means that this node belongs to the same thread group as the parent node. The thread group means that the nodes in a specific thread group process together, separate to other thread groups. Okay, if the value is process thread group subthread, this thread group will occur on a subthread, not the main thread. Otherwise, if set to main thread, it will process on the main thread. If there is not a parent or grandparent node set to something other than inherit the node. Okay. To better understand process thread groups, the idea is that any node set to any other value than inherit will include any children and grandchildren nodes set to inherit. Okay. I don't know what that means I'm supposed to add, though. Also, why am I at 190%? Okay. I'll do 150% maybe. That's probably still readable. Everything is set at default. Okay. This is probably due to a threading bug in the editor. Unsure what or why, but it is related to recent threading changes in 4.1. Tested with 4.1 stable, and the issue seems to be solved. There's a new problem with baking. Okay. Well, that's great and all, but that doesn't solve my problem. Take a look at source code. What version are they at right now? 4.1 stable, which is what I'm on, right? Oops. Not what I meant to click. 4.1 stable. Starting a thread in GTScript that calls function with arguments will print error message. Okay, can confirm. Looks like the bind 0 call creates the issue. This works without any errors. I guess the callable created when using bind calls getScript at some point during the threaded call, which will fail the new thread safety checks. Note that normally a thread should always be waited until finished, but it's not really relevant for this example. So maybe because I'm using, where is it? Creature. I'm using this task, which comes from system. So maybe I should be using the Godot task stuff. Godot multi-threading. So what am I looking at here? It's only in GTScript. Note, if using other languages, it may be easier to use the threading classes they support. It would be. It would be extremely easy, because I could just do this. But alas, your engine is telling me that it's not working. It was working before, and now it's not, and I don't know why. Interacting with the active scene tree is not thread safe. Make sure to use mutexes when sending data between threads. If you want to call functions from a thread, the call deferred function may be used. Interesting. So I'm curious. Let's see. Move creature action. Set element at. So like remove element at didn't cause a problem, right? Assign element at. Reset elements floor cell. Okay. I suppose this works because I'm not modifying any of the nodes themselves, or I'm not modifying any properties of the nodes. I'm modifying the node itself, which still doesn't make any sense. So like when I'm removing an element, it's just deleting the node entirely, which for some reason doesn't produce an error. What did I have saved in this guy? Oh, the using. Where's the movement code? Oh, it's just, okay, it just removes the element and then sets the element. I see. So, okay, so this isn't actually updating the scene tree. Whereas this is updating the scene tree. This is only updating the data behind the scenes. This is updating both the data and the scene tree. So does call deferred, let me duplicate this. Call deferred. Did I spell that right? Supposedly I did. Okay, can I get it, like, some documentation as to what call deferred actually does, or are you not gonna? Methods, call deferred. Yeah, here we go. Calls the method represented by this callable in deferred mode, i.e. at the end of the current frame. Arguments can be passed and should match the method's signature. This method accepts any number of arguments after the ones described here. Grab focus dot call deferred. Okay. It's also very frustrating that this is all in GDScript and none of it is in C#. Because I'm not a fan of GDScript. It doesn't give me all the options that I want to use. So I would love to be able to use something else, but apparently current for dot, yeah, see, call deferred is not a thing that I can, at least I can't do that with it. Object. Call deferred. Here we go. So node.call deferred. The function itself, and then the thing is to pass it. So it's got to be a node that I'm calling this on. Dungeon floor is not a node, right? What is dungeon floor? Dungeon floor is just its own thing. Okay, so it's not a node. So I have to call it from a node. And it, okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. In here, let's get rid of this print because I don't need it right now. Set element at I don't know the best way of doing this because I have to call it from a node, but I'm not calling a function that's attached to the node. I just want to call a function. But this makes it seem like it has to be calls the method on the object during idle time. Always returns null, not the method's result. Idle time happens mainly at the end of the process of physics frame, and its deferred calls will be run until there are none left, which means you can defer calls from any other deferred calls, and they'll still run in the current idle time cycle. If not done carefully, this can result in infinite recursion without causing a stack overflow, which will hang the game similarly to an infinite loop. This method supports a variable number of arguments, so parameters can be passed as comma-separated list. Note, in C#, method must be in snake case when referring to built-in Godot methods. Okay. Prefer using names exposed in the method name class to avoid allocating a new string name on each call. If you're looking to delay the function call by a frame, refer to process frame. Okay. So perhaps instead of trying to call defer the set element at, I do a call defer on this guy and turn. Right? I mean, turn manager is not a node, is it? No. It's just a thing. So, because it calls a method on the object. So it's calling the method on something, on an instance of an object. But like, that's not what I want to happen, right? Like I can't just say turn manager.call deferred, right? This is what it's telling me I need to do. Node dot call deferred calls the method. It's giving me an error, but the window won't scroll down far enough for me to read the error. Great. This is what software development is like. It's just a nightmare. There is no argument given that corresponds to the required parameter method. Okay. I didn't think it was static though. I mean, can I just like turn manager dot end current turn? An object reference is required for a non-static. Yeah, okay. Do I have like what's my root node here? Dungeon manager? Is that a thing? Managers. Okay. Dungeon manager. Dungeon manager is a node, and I do have a singleton. Okay. So if I go here and say I don't know if this is going to work the way that I think it will. Let's just try it, because this error is unbelievably stupid, really. From what I've read, other people are having similar errors. It's just it's a bug with the engine itself, which is absolutely absurd. Okay, so if I say dungeon manager dot instance dot call deferred, there we go. Okay, and then put that up here. I don't know if this is gonna do anything, but I suppose we could find out. Okay, no errors off the bat. Now we have one error. So my dude moved, but we do have an error here. Error calling deferred method. Method not found. Node dungeon manager, turn manager. Yeah. Right. So it's trying to call this method on the dungeon manager.instance object, which doesn't make any sense. That's not what I want to happen. All I want to happen is for this function to be called asynchronously. And for some reason, Godot doesn't allow you to do that. Great. I hate game development, dude. Far too often when making games, I come across issues that are only caused because of the game engine itself. This is beyond frustrating. Like, I maybe I should just go back to Godot 4.0 because apparently 4.1.1 has issues that weren't happening before. I don't know. Maybe. I suppose it's worth a shot. Let's close out of that. Let's look in here. Okay, so what did I add? Right, so I moved the NPC file, I made a slime, I adjusted the turn generator. No, the creature generator. Added slime. Right, okay, so I'll say add slime. Perfect. Save that stuff. Okay, now let's, or you know what, I might be able to change the Godot version from within this editor thing. Let's see here. Oh, I just copy it. Okay. Edit maybe? No, that just opens it in the. Okay, great. Not what I wanted. Version control. Project settings. Suppose I could just Google it. Godot change version. Change Godot version for project. I don't want to upgrade from 3 to 4. This one maybe? You can upgrade your project. Okay. That's unhelpful. So like with Unity, you can just change the version that you want whenever. All downloads. Download repo. For 4.1 maybe. Template release. Godot 4.1 stable win. Let's try this. Oops, didn't mean to open that. Close all this stuff. Yep, close you. Okay. Downloads. Okay. Okay, it's downloaded. Do I have... Right, like open file location. Okay. Just program Godot. Okay. Like, I want to see if downgrading to 4 instead of 411 just to 41. I want to see if that fixes the issue. Because I'm pretty sure it was working before. I just don't want to, like, override. My stuff here. Let's extract that. Sure, put it right there. Who cares? Okay. Strategy, but the build of Godot does not have the mono module. Oh. Why not? Why doesn't it have the oh, mono maybe? This what I need? Ah, here we go, okay. 4.1 stable mono Win64. That seems like the one that I want. Alright, let's go back here. Let's close out of that actually. I don't like that it opens up a whole new window. Okay, eat that stuff. Wait for this to download. Okay. Give me that. Throw it in here. Extract it. I know this isn't great. You probably shouldn't be messing with application files like this. But I just want to test it. I just want to see. Just to know. That didn't work. It's still giving me the same errors. Yeah, I can't call it. Okay, let's try 4.0. Maybe. 4. Let's go all the way back to 4.0. And then look for mono. And that guy. Okay, let's get rid of this stuff. Are we back? Okay. My internet just like exploded for some reason. Let's get rid of that. I don't need that anymore. I hope. Okay, did it download this time? Great. Put it over here. Extract. Yup. Okay, let's run it. Open this. Yup. I can always revert changes if I need to. So let's see if it's still having the issue. Nope. See, it works perfectly fine now. I changed nothing about the code. The only thing I changed was the version of Godot that I'm using. Somehow updating from 4.0 to 4.1 caused issues that I don't know how to solve. That kind of blows. Like I'm using the latest release, so it's like not that they haven't fixed the issue. The issue still exists. Does the search for currently open pull requests? Had more array methods. Like, I'm not even doing anything complicated. I'm literally just, it's just one line of code. Like, this is the only multi-threading that I'm doing. And yet it just explodes on me. It doesn't like it, apparently. Use worker thread pool for server threads. Maybe I should be looking in issues instead. Search for thread. Did I? Okay, there we go. Add-on is empty after downloading. Why did it? What? It gave me this issue because they specified their core thread. Oh my word. Thank you, GitHub. It's so helpful. Just Google Godot 411 multi-threading error. Maybe maintenance release. Core fix zero-sized worker thread pool not processing group tasks. Fix threading bug in Vulkan rendering device. Okay, rendering doesn't apply. What is this? Let's take a look at this guy. I also need to keep in mind that I have both 4.0 and 4.1.1 in this in there. With zero threads, tasks are processed on the calling thread one at a time. However, for group tasks, the logic needed a little tweak. Files changed. Max. Okay. Worker thread pool. I'm not doing any like real multi-threading. It's just the fact that I don't want to cause an infinite loop, right? Or a Stack Overflow, I should say. Let's take a look at this Google again. 3.5 documentation? No. Is there a way to set OpenGL? That's not what I'm looking for. Crash when thread model is set to multi-threaded. Is that something I have to do? Can I search memory limits, threading? Use system threads for low priority tasks. Max threads, no description. Great, thank you. You're so helpful. You're so helpful. 2, maybe. Try that. Actually, never mind. I just realized I have this open in Godot. 4.0, don't save. Okay, I'm just gonna get rid of Godot 4.0. So that I don't mix things up. The point is, something about either upgrading from 4.0 to 4.1 broke the project, or the engine itself, excuse me, is causing issues. But yeah, I'm getting a million bajillion errors, which is not great. What's changed? Has anything changed? Oh, it keeps creating these. Hang on. Projects. It keeps creating these things. Just let me look at it in Notepad. Okay, yeah, 4.1.1. That's what we want to use, right? Item group? What the hell is this? I don't know what any of this stuff is. What's this? Open with Notepad. I don't know what this stuff is. Okay, close out of that. If I get rid of this, are you gonna get mad at me? Let's save that. Let's get rid of all of this stuff. I mean, I don't know why that's there. A part of view backup? What is this? 4.1.0? Yeah, no, I don't need that. Appreciate you making a backup, but I don't need it. What is this? Okay. Configuration platform debug. That's fine. Okay. Sure. It just added a bunch of like weird. Yeah, it added a bunch of files that I don't need. Okay. Try opening the project again. See if it does anything weird. Doesn't seem like it. Okay, over here. Yep, that's fine. Okay. Wonder. I can run it from here, right? No. The debug executable specified in the does not exist. One or more projects have been changed. Okay. Probably just telling me I can't do that. Okay. Where's the debug profile? Is that in this .vs? Did I miss something? Where is it saying 4.0.3? I press this, the debug executable. Program files, Godot v 4.0.3. That's not a thing. What are you talking about? Debug. Did I find anything? No. Okay. I'm so confused. If you couldn't tell, I don't know what's happening. It says the debug executable Godot v 4.0.3 specified in the Godot a part of you debug profile. I don't know what that is. What is the debug profile? I'm trying to look for a file that might contain that information, and I am finding nothing. Like, this is 4.1.1. Is this gonna look even remotely? Oh yeah, okay. I'm not seeing a 4.0.3 though. It's probably in the .vs folder somewhere. I just don't. I mean, this isn't really something that I can search up, right? I can't search within the files. Part of you. V17. Okay, I don't know what any of this stuff is. Oops. Properties. Debug. Oh. Let's try that. Okay. Yeah, it's still not working. It's not like printing out anything though, right? Oh, it is. Okay. Caller thread can't call this function in node. Okay, so it's giving me the exact same error. Let me try. I just want to see what happens. Let's eat a bunch of these guys. Okay. What happens if this? Okay, they're passing. I'm not getting any errors. Seems that I do get a couple of errors at startup. Yeah, exception thrown. Common util at memory location, whatever. I don't know what that means. I know you can't really read what I'm looking at down here. Okay. I mean, the point is that the approach that I was using to like make the turn queue function properly is no longer working, and that is entirely a result of the engine. Problem is, I don't know how to fix it. And it doesn't seem like there is a fix, at least for C#. Can use mutex maybe? A binary semaphore for synchronization of multiple threads. Thread. Okay, that's kind of weird. I don't know if you can see that, but the S is not part of the link. Yeah, that's weird. Oh, it's the same thing here too. That's strange. Okay, how do you use it? Using multiple threads. Lock, try-lock. Locks and mutex blocks until it is unlocked by the current owner. Note this function returns without blocking if the thread already has ownership of the mutex. Okay, is this where I came from? Threads, okay. Right, so I've looked at this before, right? I'm gonna close out of those. Globoscope singletons are all thread safe. Accessing servers. Scene tree. Interacting with the active scene tree is not thread safe, which is apparently what I'm doing. To make sure to use mutexes when sending data between threads. If you want to call functions from a thread, the call deferred function may be used. However, creating scene chunks nodes in tree arrangement outside of the active tree is fine. This way, parts of a scene can be built or instantiated in a thread, then added in the main thread. Okay. Still, this is only really useful if you have one thread loading data. Attempting to load or create scene chunks from multiple threads may work. That's not what I'm trying to do. Only use more than one thread to generate scene data. Okay. Right. So I assume this is where the issue is occurring. Interacting with the active scene tree is not thread safe. Use mutexes. Well, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know how to do that. Synchronization mechanism used to control access to a shared resource by threads. Synchronization semaphore that can be used to synchronize multiple threads. Initialized to 0 on creation for binary versions of mutex. Must be used carefully to avoid deadlocks to guarantee that the operating system is able to perform proper cleanup. Reference count reaches 0 and is therefore destroyed. Okay. I'm still not entirely sure how I'm supposed to, like, I understand what these functions are meant to do, but I don't know when I'm supposed to call them or like what's going on there. If a thread called lock or try-lock multiple times while already having ownership of the mutex, it must also call unlock the same number of times in order to unlock it correctly. Calling unlock more times that lock on a given thread, thus ending. What is this sentence? Calling unlock more times that lock on a given thread, thus ending up trying to unlock non-locked mutex is wrong and may cause crashes or deadlocks. Oh, I see. Okay, I was reading it weird. Yeah, this is strange phrasing. Suppose I could just look it up. I don't know if Godot is necessary here, but I just want to check it out. Okay, yeah, that's what I was looking at before. Let's watch this YouTube video, huh? I might get copyright struck if I'm doing that on stream. Okay. Let's not watch this YouTube video. Reddit post, maybe? Oh, it's just a link to the same video. Okay, let's look at this. Whoops. I'm trying to middle mouse click on these links, and it doesn't work all the time. What did I just click on? Is this one? Okay, so what is this person doing here? She's spawning a bunch of threads. So new thread, data. Okay, thread.start thread function, which is this, and you're passing it data. Okay. Which, okay. Thread has started the loop if data lock dot try lock. Okay. Not sure, but I think it's because of using the scene tree for the timer. The docs say it's not thread safe and you should use call deferred to interact with it. If I create a semaphore for each thread so that I can use the main thread to control their waiting and replace the yield after eating. I might have to take a look at that YouTube video. Because this is not making sense to me. I don't know what a mutex is or does. I mean, I know what it does. I don't know how to use it though. It's explained here with more than enough. Okay, please don't be a link to the same YouTube video. No, it's just a link to the documents that doesn't explain anything. Don't understand how it works. Imagine a bunch of people trying to enter a door, okay? The first thing that will lock will have exclusive access to that resource. When you finish whatever thing you had to do, you must unlock the use of that resource to let others use it. If you don't unlock it, the rest will wait indefinitely. Okay. I don't know how it knows which resource you're locking, though. Mutex by design doesn't need to know anything about what's between lock and unlock. Let's take a look at what the internals of Mutex might look like. If this Mutex is already locked, then we should not lock it again. Sure. Let's say that 2 threads are attempting to run the following code. Okay. The first thread will reach Mutex lock. To reach Mutex lock, will acquire the lock and proceed normally, calling do something immediately. The second thread, however, will reach Mutex lock and find that it's already locked. The second thread will then wait for the first thread to unlock the Mutex. So both threads have to have access to the Mutex, which in this case seems to be perfectly fine, since in theory the main thread will just be idle while the turn thread is going. And that might not make much sense because I didn't explain it in the best way I could. But I think what I can do is is Mutex like a... Okay, so there's a go.mutex. There's a go.mutex and Mutex in C#, and I don't know which to use. I suppose I'll try... I'll try the go.1. one. Multiple go.threads. threads. Wait, the hell's a go.thread? thread? Mutex. There's a thread class here. A unit of execution in a process can run methods on go.objects simultaneously. The use of synchronization via mutex or semaphore is advised if working with shared objects. To ensure proper cleanup without crashes or deadlocks, when a go.threads reference... Okay, that's fine. So I think maybe this take turn should be the one to spawn a thread, maybe. Let's see, so creature, right? So it's just task.run. Okay, start next turn. Say task.run. Creature taking turn. Dot take turn. right? Then we'll go into here and we can just say, get rid of this stuff. We can just directly call this function. This should have almost the same effect, except instead of spawning a new thread in order to end a creature's turn, it spawns a new thread to begin their turn. I don't know if there's a difference. Okay, I don't know what that did, but whatever, it's fine. Okay, we're still getting errors. I mean, I'm still able to move around and stuff. Let's test to see if not trying to access shared data still gives us the same result. It would appear so. Let's test over here. Make sure we're not like... Ugh, really? It reverted the changes that I made? 1-1. Spam the enter button. This is what I want. Okay, let's wait for this to like settle down. Okay. Okay, now it's settled at 304. I don't know if that's... I would love to be able to see like how many threads this is using. I don't know if there's a way I can do that though. But like clearly it's making threads and closing them, right? Or at least it's trying to. I take it back. I don't know what it's doing. Like it stays at a stable amount of memory. Maybe amount of memory is not what I should be looking at. I don't know. Either way, this still does not function properly. But I think this is a better approach. Creating a new thread for the creature's turn. Wonder if I could just do like async stuff instead of trying to mess with threads, because I'm not really trying to mess with threads. C# async. Oh, wait, is it the same as like JavaScript? Async. It kind of looks like it. Let's see. Get rid of that. Yeah, because I really don't want the thread stuff to be inside of the creature code. I would much rather it be in the turn manager. So let's see here. So if I mark this as async, starting at the next turn, and then I say, just take your turn. right? Async methods lacks await operators and will run synchronously. Consider using the await operator to await non-blocking AVI calls. No, I don't think that's what I want. If I understand how async await works, which I might not. It's like, I don't think, if I specify that this is async, I don't know if this like start next turn is actually going to be asynchronous. I don't know. I suppose we could just test it and see. What I expect to happen is either it works perfectly fine, which is great, or it creates a bit of a stack issue. So let's find out. Okay, well the creatures are moving. But it also seems like we're creating a bit of a stack issue. I don't know what I need to do in order to see how many threads are being used. Is that a thing that I can look at? Let's try it. So let's start up the game. I'm gonna make one move. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take a snapshot. Bam. Snapshot taken. Okay. And then we're going to make a second move. And then we're going to take another snapshot. Bam. And then we're going to take a look at the differences between the two. Okay. Compare. Let's look at this one and compare with snapshot one. Okay. So let's see. Concurrent dictionary. Interesting. So it looks like the biggest increase is this thing. Is there any like I just want to see. I don't know what I want to see. What is it I'm trying to look at here? So when you start a new turn, so when a creature ends its turn, what I want it to do is start this one asynchronously, which allows this function to like end, right? I suppose we could test. This is going to be a bit of a stress test, but let's try something here. Get rid of that. Move creature behavior. Creature actions. Okay. Where we are generating creatures, which I don't remember where I put that. Generators, dungeon floor, ground, dungeon creature. Right? Yeah, okay. So if we don't add the player, which essentially means that it will never pause to check for input. So it'll just continuously have the slimes take their turn. In theory, if it works, then the slimes should just be taking their turn and they should be moving around the screen incredibly quickly. If it does not work, we should get a stack overflow. Let's see what happens. Okay. Good. I'm glad we caught that. I'm not glad that it didn't work, but I am glad that we caught it. Okay. Good, 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 good. Stack Overflow. So. That basically means that this function, for some reason, is not being called asynchronously. Oh, let's stop. And I'm wondering if this needs to be async. How are we starting this actually? Where are my two references here? Dungeon Manager. Take me here. So this is where it initially starts. Static async task. Await. I don't really need it to await anything is the thing though. Like it doesn't need to await anything. I just want it to run. Or does that just mean that things inside the function itself run asynchronously? Why, hang on, why are these separate functions? Right, because the player needs to wait for input before it can end its turn. The await operator suspends evaluation of the enclosing async method until the asynchronous operation represented by its operand completes. When the asynchronous operation completes, the await operator returns the result of the operation, if any. When the await operator is applied to the operand that represents an already completed operation, it returns the result of the operation immediately without suspension of the enclosing method. Okay. The await operator doesn't block the thread that evaluates the async method. When the await operator suspends the enclosing async method, the control returns to the caller of the method. Okay. So if I just throw await in there, without really... Okay, apparently we can't await void for some reason. Is applied to the operator that represents an already completed operation. Okay. So what if I did that? Cannot await void. Why can you not await void? Why is that an issue? Although this error can be corrected by changing the signature of goo, simply adding task to the method signature needlessly perpetuates a compiler created state machine when it is not needed. The goo method does not require an await, nor does it need to be asynchronous. Instead, consider simply returning the task created by task.factory. Okay, maybe this. Recommend you starting out to intro. Okay, as I mentioned in my intro blog post, there are task members that are holdovers. Okay. Why is this of an issue? Oh, I see. We'll change this stuff then. Swap all that stuff around. Pop this guy in here. And it's still going to yell at me that I'm not actually returning anything, isn't it? Oh. Yeah. Okay, can I just... async? Okay, yeah, now that works. All right. Awaited task returns no value. That's fine. I don't think I can throw a wait right here, right? Yeah, it's gonna get mad at me. Let's just see what happens now. Yeah, still Stack Overflow, okay. I feel like I need to do this differently. So where am I starting this again? Dungeon manager. So if I say task, I don't remember what it was. What was it? Task dot something. Okay, get rid of these async stuff. This goes back to void. Okay. Over here. Creature turn manager. Oh. Using system.threading. Task. There we go. Task dot something. I don't remember what it is. Task dot, yeah, it is task dot run. Okay. Task dot run that. Okay. I think this should still produce a Stack Overflow. Well, it didn't for a second. And then it did. Countered an error and has been disabled. What? Okay, let's try starting it from here maybe? Maybe it'll give me more info. I am getting errors. Boy, it does not like what's going on here. Okay, there we go. It should be paused. I hit the pause button. Why is it not paused? It's not pausing. Oh no. Oh, is it the same? I think it's the same issue. Okay, let's close that. Uh-oh. This doesn't seem good. I have the spinny circle. I may have broken it. Okay. Yeah, so let's get rid of this. Call the function, get rid of this stuff. Go back here, okay. So here, I should also let's actually try this, right? Let's try it again, because just test to make sure. Yeah, system threading tasks, and then go over here and do the same thing here. Task.run using system.threading.tasks. Okay, what just happened to my screen? Go dot. Oh no. Close all windows. I might have to task manager this stuff. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Go.engine. I'm sorry, dude. Go away. Uh-oh. Oh, there it goes. Okay. I was clicking end task and it didn't do anything. Okay. Hopefully I didn't just destroy my computer somehow. I was expecting it to like throw an error. Okay, sure. Okay, don't crash on me, please. At least throw an error. Just do something. Oh my god. That's a lot of debug messages. It's probably all the same thing. It's just telling me, yeah, is accessible from caller thread. Telling me that I can't multi-thread. I mean, maybe I could if I. Yeah, let's try adding the mutex. Public static, not that. Mutex. Mutex. Okay. And then we'll say turn. Ooh. How? Yeah, this is what we'll do. We'll say turn mutex dot lock. I thought turn mutex dot. Wait one? What? What is this doing? Locks the current thread until the current wait handle. Huh? C# mutex. Am I misunderstanding? What am I supposed to do here? Yep, mutex. New thread. Start the thread. They named it Mutt. Release the mutex. Mutt wait one. Okay, so the wait one doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand why that's the case. Wait one blocks the current thread until the current wait handle receives a signal. Okay, let's just try it, I guess. Start next turn. Okay. Wait one. Okay, I want to do all that. Then turn mutex dot release seems to be what I need to do. Releases the mutex once. Yeah. Okay. I guess we'll give it a go. See what happens? Okay, nothing's actually happening. Caller thread can't call this function. Yeah, it's still getting mad. Even though I have attempted to use the mutex. Can't access a disposed object. Okay, maybe I used the mutex wrong. I'm very confused. I could just have like a while loop here, maybe. Right? Like what if I were to do this? While not my turn. And then after that I say base dot end turn, right? I don't know, that still builds up the stack. I don't think I should do it this way. Wait, maybe it doesn't. Hang on. Let's try doing something. Let's comment out all of this stuff. And say, okay, we still want that check in place. Let's get rid of this mutex. I'm not going to use it. Well, I might use it. Okay. Get rid of that. What we're going to do is not have this start a new thread. Right. Okay, so I think what I want to do is just God, I don't know. I don't know how to fix this problem. Where it keeps telling me that I'm doing it wrong. Because again, it worked perfectly fine. In the previous version of Godot. And then they added, they apparently added safety checks, and now it doesn't work. And they didn't really provide a whole lot of documentation on how to properly implement it. Because they're like, if you're using C++ or C#, just use the built-in thread stuff, which I did, and it didn't work. And then they're like, well, use mutexes, and then I did, and it didn't work. And I don't know if I'm just misusing the mutex, but it's not working. Because what I'm thinking, right, is that you can have two threads. So let me just do this. Void start turn loop, where we do this. So we dequeue, we're taking the turn, and then as soon as you're done taking your turn, you go back in the queue, and then we just do this infinitely, except not really infinitely. We can have like a bool end turn loop. While not end turn loop, do that. And then we can just have, yeah, that'll be fine. After that, we'll say end turn loop equals false. So we can call this function to start the turn loop. Basically what this does is it just infinitely makes the creatures take their turns. So before I was like signaling the creature, hey, it's your turn, take your turn. And then that was it. And then when the creature was done taking their turn, they would signal back and say, hey, I'm done. And then that would signal to the next creature. But it might be better to do it this way, where we tell the creature it's its turn, and when it's done, it doesn't send a signal back, it just stops. And then that stop is what cues the next person. The issue is that with the player, we basically have to sit idle until we receive an input. So that's why I want this thing. And then when you end the turn, I will say my turn. While it's my turn, just sit idle. And then eventually when you do receive an input, it'll end the turn, which causes my turn to be false, which ends the idle running. Right, so then essentially we have two threads. One is the main thread, which is also the one that listens for inputs. And then the other one is the turn thread, which can remain idle if, like, it can remain idle without the entire game just crashing because there's two threads. So then what I need to do in the dungeon manager is I still need this. So this is going to spawn that second thread. This still might have issues though. We actually need to change that to this start turn loop. So then if we ever need to end the loop, which I'm just testing it for right now, so I don't ever need to end the loop, but if we do, we can just set this variable to true and then it'll stop the loop. Okay. Enough explanation. Let's test it and wait for it to crash immediately. Okay. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. Start next turn. Oh, right. Okay, so I don't actually want to call this when the turn is end. You know what? Actually, let's change it in the base. Let's go like this. I don't actually want to end. I don't actually want to do anything. Okay. Okay, and it's still telling me that cannot access a disposed object. Right. Still throwing the same errors at me. Try this again. Add a mutex. Again, I don't know if it's gonna work the way that I think it will. Release. Yeah, no. Still telling me that I can't. I mean, it's telling me, the docs tell me to use mutex, but I. So this is the problem, right? When I'm trying to set the position, because a node's thing can't change. Because when this changes, the root tree thing also changes, and that's where it's getting upset. And I can fix that here by just, you know, saying element dot call deferred, and you know, then calling the whatever function changes the position, like that would work. But if I ever want to like change a different property of the node, then it would not work. Or I would have to use this call deferred thing there as well, and that's kind of, I don't know, that's, I feel like that's not a valid solution. Of course, I'm not entirely sure what is at this point. Node 2d dot method name. Done like position. Get set position. And then I pass it arguments, so this. Okay, so in theory, this should work. I kind of don't want it to work though, if I'm being honest. I mean, they're moving around, but I'm still getting all these issues. So that's interesting. Surely it's not because the player changed. Huh. Like they are moving around. Wait, what is it telling me? Cannot access a disposed object. Okay, so if I go turn manager, what just happened? Turn manager dot mutex dot wait one, and then turn manager dot turn mutex dot release. Is that gonna help at all? No. Okay. Ugh. That's because I don't want this to be a deferred call, right? I want to just be like this. I also don't like the idea of having to have this while loop in here. I do like the idea of having like these call and responses. So get rid of this stuff. Get rid of that. This guy. Oh, touch manager. Start next turn. I really run down a rabbit hole, huh? It's just because they put in those thread safety checks, which is great and all, but it doesn't really apply to me because the way that I'm using the threads is like, it's still guaranteed that no two threads can access the same information. Or, right. Because the whole issue with multi-threading is that they could try to change the same data at the same time, which is not happening in my case. And I'm guaranteeing that that's not happening because literally as soon as another thread is spawned, the one that spawned it gets killed. So I don't know. I don't know how to take a different approach to this. Because at minimum I need two threads running simultaneously. One to take input, and then the other for the creatures to actually take their turn. Or like, yeah. So I need one to be able to just sit idle until an input is processed. Or until it detects an input. Right? I think so. I mean, this is just all kinds of frustrating that it works. Yeah, I understand now why that happens. I suppose I don't know enough about Mutex to be able to fix that. Well, I was hoping to get a lot farther today, but I ended up running into this issue, which created a whole thing. Yeah, it should throw errors at me again. Yeah. Let's allow the player back in so that I can see stuff a little bit better. Got a camera, yeah. Errors still produced. I mean, like, ideally I wouldn't have to spawn new threads, but as far as I know, the way Godot works, it doesn't really allow me to do that. mean, is there like a task dot wait? Yeah, that's not what I want. Well, what is this? Does this return anything? It does return a task. Okay. So I can do something like that. Starts the task, scheduling it for execution to the current task scheduler. Wait. Okay, waits another number of milliseconds. Async state gets the state object supplied when the task is created. Continue with creates a continuation that receives caller supplied state information and executes when the target task completes. Interesting. So it's like a callback thing, maybe? Run synchronously. Wait for the task to complete. I'm trying to think of a way to do it with async await, because then I don't have to really deal with multi-threading and whatnot. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna just mess with the sprite, I guess, because I don't really have anything else. Don't really have anything else. Make it slightly thinner. I kind of noticed that it was... That's a little better, I feel like. Export it again. See how it looks, even if we can't like move around and stuff. I feel like that's a little better, right? Little slime guys. It's also a little bit difficult to tell that they're transparent. Oh well, I'm sure it's fine. 2,480 errors. Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably have to look into this off stream. See if I can figure out an async await solution, but not much I can do. Dang. That bites. Alright, well, I suppose it's going to be difficult to get any further, so might as well wrap things up. Just kind of a one-off stream. had some free time, wanted to work on the game. So, yeah, don't get too used to stream. Anyway,